Well, I mean, for me, I've actually been here in Hong Kong for more than 50 years. And so I've seen the different changes in administration, pre-97, before 97, and of course, during 97, after 97, I mean, I was at the ceremony, the night in the convention center, actually, when at that time President Jiang Zemin came and Prince Charles was here to do the handover. So it was very special, Hong Kong going back to China. No country has ever done that. It was part of history. And so, I've been in China for 45 years. I had my first office in Changsha, Hunan. So I saw the changes taking place in China as well. I developed a strong admiration, a strong trust for China. Knowing the old China to where it is today, it's like two different countries. But I watched the people. I have businesses in China, and I watched the life of my staff get better and better and better. And so this 25 years is very, very special. It's the halfway point between 2047 and 1997. And I was actually invited last year to Beijing for the 100th anniversary of the birth of the Chinese Communist Party. And again, I was the only Western face there. It was a very, very special time. I developed a very strong love for China, and even in 2008, I changed my passport. I had a Canadian passport, and I became Chinese, and that's the only passport I have. Because in my heart, even though I'm white on the outside, I'm a yellow on the inside, I have a feeling I feel more Chinese than I do Western, but I understand both cultures. I keep seeing China get better and better. It's the fastest growing economy in the world. Hong Kong's strength is being part of China. Hong Kong is the super connector between the West and the East and the West. One country, two systems is something that pre-97 in the 80s, Deng Xiaoping came up with because people in Hong Kong were nervous. Oh my God. People never like change. Everywhere in the world, people at change, hard time to accept it. They like status quo. That's human nature. So obviously, Deng Xiaoping came up with this one country, two systems, and this was never done anywhere in the world before. And so I believe that Hong Kong is the experiment, and that's why we have the ups and the downs and the good and the bad, because there's no playbook for it before, But I think that one country, two systems has really made Hong Kong very, very, very strong. We're an international financial center, something that China must have for Hong Kong. They don't need, and I hear many stories all the time, oh, Hong Kong is losing its the future is changing, and China doesn't need another city of 7.5 million people to be a Chinese city. They need the one country, two systems to really help them to connect with the West. And Hong Kong is that special place, and we must keep that. Well, the 14th five-year plan, of course, China always works in five-year plans, and it's really one of the first times that Hong Kong was really included in a strong way in the 14th five-year plan. The importance of Hong Kong, we have the common law system here, which China has the civil law. The common law is what many of the world countries really practice in the legal system. We have an independent judiciary. This brings a big trust for businesses wanting to do business in China. And so that's why we have so many head offices in Hong Kong. That's something that I've watched Hong Kong grow from before being just the factory. All the factories were in Hong Kong. And then I saw them move to China, many of the factories, and Hong Kong became, social services became very, very important. A service center, financial services, very, very important. Every head office has to be in Hong Kong. And I've watched Hong Kong grow, really with the help of China. People are here, companies are here, not because Hong Kong is a beautiful place. It's very small. They're not here to do business with Hong Kong. They're here to do business with China. And I know many Western countries have tried to destroy the brand and tried to give us a bad name and change, say, oh, you're not a special economic zone anymore. U.S. During Trump's years, decided that Hong Kong, we have to take away all the special privileges, the trade privileges and whatever. Not a problem. We will survive because of China, and that's the strength. And that's when you ask me the 25 years how important it is, because I've seen Hong Kong just go through many, many difficult periods sometimes, and good periods sometimes, but we always come out. We always rebound very, very well, together with China, and only because China is doing so well in the world. And really, I've watched the changes happening in China, the technology, Shenzhen. I was there when Shenzhen was just field, really. And then Deng Xiaoping came and said this will be a special economic zone. And I thought to myself, there's no way, not possible. But yet, today Shenzhen, to me, is one of the best technological cities in the world. The innovation that they keep coming up with, and Hong Kong, of course, we're now being part of it in the 14th Five-Year Plan. China was very strong on technology. That's one of the weaknesses of Hong Kong. But in the 14th Five-Year Plan, that was very important that Shenzhen and Hong Kong become brother and sister and really work on technology to make that a very, very important thing. The other thing that for Hong Kong in the 14th Five-Year Plan is the GBA, the Greater Bay Area. This is something that is so important because you're talking about 1.5 hour radius, 11 cities, Hong Kong, Macau, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou are the 4 key cities, and the other 7 cities are the peripheral cities in the Guangdong, in the Pearl River Delta. And by high-speed rail, it's 1.5 hours from everywhere from Hong Kong. To Shenzhen today, Hong Kong Shenzhen is 14 minutes on the train. Faster to go to Shenzhen than for me to go from my office to my house on the south side in Hong Kong. And so everything starts to change, Many young people will then go to the Greater Bay Area in order to make their fortune. And, and also housing is a big, big problem in Hong Kong. I believe that we need to solve that problem, maybe with the northern metropolis. There's a lot more land now. We can attack the housing problem and make young people and old people feel happy. There's a lot of people who were not happy because their life was difficult. The rents were so expensive. They lived in small houses. Some lived in subdivided flats. And my staff in China have a better house, have a bigger car, they live better. The system really does work. And so Hong Kong is changing now. And I believe that it'll get stronger and stronger. And that affiliation of people, the more you travel to China, the more you get to respect the country and love the country.